Well, another week, another TikTok recipe. This week's recipe was a suggestion from a comment. I know we're a bit late with this recipe because it has been all over the internet for the past week, but nonetheless, here we are trying it, and I'm quite curious how this is going to turn out. I hope that you enjoy this episode. So the ingredients are roughly 500 grams of cherry tomatoes, 300 grams of pasta of your choice. Here I have some pre-cooked scoopy pasta. I don't know the name of the pasta and I'm really not bothered to look it up. So I'm just going to name it scoopy pasta because of its scoopy shape. Of course, the star of this dish, some feta cheese, 200 grams, roughly 3 cloves of garlic. Again, I'm confronted with these ginormous cloves of garlic that I've been recently encountering. Of course, some olive oil. Now for the seasoning, I'm going to use, of course, pepper and some salt. I thought I'd also add a little bit of oregano, some dried basil, and because I like my dishes to be spicy, I also decided to add some cayenne pepper, some chili rings, and a little bit of smoked paprika. And as a finishing touch, it seemed like a fun idea to add some pine nuts. While the dish is in the oven, I'm going to toast these. And as a final finishing touch, I bought a packet of rocket salad mixed with a little bit of beets to add to the dish a little bit of that green freshness. Let's do this. So, since I don't really have an oven dish, I mean like a ceramic dish or glass, I'm just going to use this oven tray, if that makes sense, where you can roast chicken. I think it'll have the same effect. Take your tomatoes and put it in there. Give them a good drizzle with olive oil so that they are nice and covered. Season them with some salt, some pepper, some dried basil, oregano, smoked paprika, some chili rings that I'm going to tear up and add here and there, and a pinch of cayenne pepper. At this point, I'm also going to add the garlic. So I've cut the big one in two, and now just mix everything up. Make sure that all of your tomatoes are nice and covered. Now, because my dish is so huge, I don't really need to make a hole in the middle. I'm just going to try and group them a bit and add my feta cheese somewhere in the middle. Hello, sausage! Oh yeah, right, you guys requested sausage to be in the videos. I'll make sure to include her a bit in the outro. I'm going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil on top. Give it also a seasoning of pepper and some salt. And there you go. It's ready to go into the oven. I've preheated my oven to 200 degrees Celsius. And I'm just going to put it in there for roughly 25 to 30 minutes. So while the dish is in the oven, we're going to prepare our pine nuts. If you have never roasted pine nuts, it's super straightforward and super easy. Take a pan and put it on a fire. And without any oil, just add in your pine nuts. And that's it. You just have to wait now. Just pay close attention to your pine nuts. Give them a shake from time to time. And once they start getting golden brown, just take them out. And that's it. As you can see, my pine nuts are quite nice and toasted. I'm just going to take them out and set them aside. Christ, that wasn't part of the plan. I got a bit too excited with the shaking. So, roughly 30 minutes later, oh, Jesus Christ. Just got hit by the heat of the wave. As you can see, it's almost done. I'm gonna just take out the garlic. Don't worry, I'll put it back in there. Now that the garlic is out, I'm gonna just put it back in and put my oven on the grill setting. I just want to grill it a little bit so that the cheese and the tomatoes get a little bit golden brown on the top. The reason that I took garlic out is obvious because I don't want it to burn. So at this point you just want to keep an eye on it because the grilling can go pretty fast. Alright, as you can see, my feta cheese has a little bit of a golden crust on top. I've also put back in the garlic and now it's time to mash everything up. Everything should be nice and soft. As you can see, the feta cheese is just falling apart. Watch out with the tomatoes because you don't want to get that hot tomato juice on your hands at the moment, as I did. It's pretty hot. So once you have everything nice and smushed, take a spatula or whatever you like and give everything a nice stir so that the feta cheese and the tomatoes also combine with the olive oil. All right. Looking good. At this point, you can also add the pasta. Feels like I'm cooking for 10 people. And give everything a real good stir. So there you go. Everything is nice and combined. So at this moment you have two options. Either add in your pine nuts in the pasta or just sprinkle them as a finishing touch. I'm just going to add them in there and a final stir. What I also thought could be nice is at this moment you can just flatten everything out and sprinkle some cheese in there, put it back in the oven, and you have yourself an oven dish instead of a pasta oven dish, something like that. Just an idea for you. And it's ready to be served. So, here comes the moment of truth. The taste test. Quite curious. I just made myself a good mouthful with pretty much everything that I can find. Cheers! That's actually not bad. I expected this to be a bit more creamy since there's a lot of feta in there. I do suggest if you pick your cherry tomatoes to check if they're the sweet kind. I only could find these and these were a bit on the sour side. Because of that my dish tastes a bit more sour, but aside from that it's pretty good. I forgot to add the rucola. I just realized. Okay, let me just get it. Walking to the fridge, opening the fridge. Taking the rocket salad. Cheers, second time. Actually, with the rocket salad and the beet mixture, this dish is even better. So, is this TikTok recipe worth it? Yes, definitely worth trying out, definitely worth tweaking to your own preference. Oh, yeah, before I forget, this is the comment of the week. And also, before I forget, I need to show sausage. Here's sausage! Oh, no, oh no, sausage! Oh no, drama! Oh no! Here's sausage! Very dramatic kitty. Does not want to sit on my lap. Okay, sausage, okay. Whew. There you had the sausage cameo you've been requesting. I hope it was worth it because my arms, I think, are full of scratches. Thanks again for watching this week's episode, and as always, I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.